Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lamade.
The future is now.
So today I'm going to be speaking about how to grow in your confidence and about backing yourself. People ask me, how am I confident? How am I so confident? Because I guess as a young person, they don't expect me to be as confident as I am today. But there's some things I do that really do help me grow in my confidence, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. So let's get into it. Firstly, I think to grow in your confidence, you need to understand that you are worthy. Everything you have to say is worthy to be heard and worthy to be said and listened to. Once you live life in with the perspective of worthiness, it changes your outlook, it changes the things you do, because you realize that this can happen for me too. When you see things happen for other people, you're able to put yourself in their shoes and say, yeah, this can happen to me too, because I'm worthy of this, like, good things happening to me. It also makes you realize that you are a person of value. By you just existing, you're worthy. So because of this, everything that you do as a result of your existence is also worthy. The same point in terms of worthiness, I think, goes back to you just loving yourself. So being kind to yourself, allowing yourself to make mistakes, and just know that, like, bruv, I'm Lamade. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you say I'm X, you know that it means something, because there's only one you. There might be other Olamades in the world, but there's no Lamade Odonye. There's no Olamade Odonye. There's no Lamade like me, and no one can do it the way I do. So that alone allows me to be confident, because just like, wow, if I wasn't me, the world would be quite empty in a way. Like, I know we may seem that we are quite small in the whole landscape of things and in the universe, but I know that by me existing, there was a reason why God made me. So some of the things that have helped me grow in my confidence that may help you are, like, getting to the root of my insecurities and actively working on them. So if it's a case that I don't feel, I'm not really very confident at public speaking or whatever, it's like, why is this the case? So a trick that works for me is asking myself why like 5 times. And I know that might sound like excessive and extreme, but it works. So you ask yourself why 5 times. So if it's like, okay, let's take the example of public speaking. Why don't you like to public speak? Because I don't have anything to say. Why do you think you don't have anything to say? Because I'm scared that nobody will listen to me. Why are you scared that nobody will listen to you? And so on and so forth. And you really just get to the root of the problem and then actively work on it. So as a Christian, praying about the problem really does help me, because I know I don't need to work on it on my own. I have the Holy Spirit to help me with it. So that's a thing that you can do as well, and I highly recommend doing it with like a journal, because as you're working through it in your mind, you're writing it down. And I think it also just comes down to just doing it, really. Like, you just have, like, you genuinely have to back yourself, because you realize that unless you back yourself, not many people will. Like, people buy into you, people buy into your confidence. So when I say things like, oh, I'm going to change the world, and I've been saying this since like secondary school, over time people are like, right, like, this girl actually means it. When she says she's going to like take over the world, she means it. It's not just joke. She's not just joking. These are not just words to her. This is something that she truly means. So, and they see me be proactive about what I've said as well, so they realize that, like, they're only doing themselves not to back me, because I'm already backing myself. And I think it's the realization that, like, with or without you, I'm gonna take over the world. You need to believe that you can do what you say you're going to do, and it doesn't need to be like 100% belief, but that small percentage that will allow you to go for it, and that will be like, okay, even if I fail, I know I've tried. That is enough to build your confidence. And I think another thing that helps me grow in confidence is, like, when I'm put into new and uncomfortable situations and I think about it logically. So, like, what is the worst that can happen? I realize that the worst that can happen in most circumstances is not actually that deep, or it's not that bad. So let's say if it's a case that I'm scared to ask someone for something, the worst that could happen is they will say no. And if they say no, I'm sure if I ask somebody else, they may say yes, or they may say no, but somebody eventually will say yes. So to me, it's like, I'm willing to risk asking, because they might also say yes. And also people like to feel helpful. People like to feel as if they've impacted someone's life somehow. So the chances of them saying yes is quite high. And even if they were to say no, depending on the people, because not everyone is a nice person, I understand that, they might try to point you to somebody who can help you. So that just makes it like eventually you'll still get your answer. So yeah, think about it logically. What's the worst that can happen? Even if you speak up and get it wrong, what's the worst that can happen? You're able to learn what the right answer is. So like, do you know what I mean? Like, what is the actual worst that could happen? You're not gonna die from it, hopefully. So realistically, what is the actual worst that can happen? If it's not that bad, you might as well go for it. And also just use every opportunity, use it as an opportunity for you to learn as well. Another thing that I realized over time is that your deepest fears, like what you think, so is like, oh, everyone's looking at me, oh, everyone's gonna laugh at me, all these things, they're just lies, because you actually become to realize that nobody really cares. Quite a lot of people are self-centered, so they're currently thinking about themselves. They're not really thinking about you, what you have to do or what you have to say. So might as well just do it, because if they're focusing on themselves, you too focus on yourself and do what you need to do to become the person that you need to become. Another thing that really does help is just fake it till you make it. I know it might sound wild, but honestly, like, your brain can't really tell the difference between, oh, is she really being confident, or is she faking that she's being confident? To your brain, it's just the same thing. So if you're feeling the fear and doing it anyways, and you're faking that confidence, eventually that confidence will become second nature. You're doing it so often that there'll come to a point that you realize that, like, actually, I can do this. The more you say yes to things, the more opportunities you expose yourself to be confident or to grow, the more you realize that, yeah, no, I can actually do this. And if you can't, you can learn how to. Like, there's nothing really that is stopping you from doing anything but yourself. So stop stopping yourself. You'll be all right. Like, honestly, just stop. Get out of your own head. Like, don't get into your own head about it. Don't think too much about it. Just do it. Just do it, and then think about the consequences later. And especially if you're young like me, like, realistically, what is the worst that can actually happen? And even if you're old as well, genuinely, no, if you can tell me a good solid reason for you not to do something, or like the worst that could happen that is stopping you from doing something, then maybe I'll retract my statement. Growth cannot come in your comfort zone. The only way you can grow is by you accepting that you're going to be uncomfortable, by you accepting that you're going to have to step outside yourself. You're going to have to do things that you might not like initially, but as a result, you grow. As a result, you see results, and then you be like, yeah, this was worth it. And another thing that really does help me, and I've been saying another thing, but genuinely, a thing that helps me is looking at my past track record. So each time that I look, I'll be like, okay, how was I able to achieve X, Y, and Z? They came by me putting myself out of my comfort zone, by me being confident in my own abilities and in myself, and just backing myself and knowing that, no, like, you've actually got this. There's nothing I've done and nothing I've achieved that hasn't come as a result of me just betting on myself. Like, you can't be betting on other people and you're unable to bet on yourself, because you're your biggest investment at the end of the day. Like, you might as well do it. You might as well put the work in, invest in yourself, bet on yourself, and reap the rewards of it later. So I hope this has helped somebody. There are many different ways to grow in confidence. This is just my 2 pence to the whole conversation, and I hope it's been able to help somebody. But yeah, man, you've got this. Now say it with me, I've got this. And yeah, just do words of affirmation. Tell yourself, I've got this. Tell yourself that you're confident, you're a superstar. You like, do what you have to do to get there, but no, you've got this. I, Olamide Odonia, is backing you. I believe in you, and let's make this happen. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.